Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thank you very much for watching our earwax removal video today. With first patient, lovely young lady came through, very small ear canals and very dry wax. So what you can see here is we've got the standard size ulnar tube in here, and we've just managed to get a grip on the outside edge of this. But what you can see is there's not a great deal of room for maneuverability in here. So we're just gonna have to very gently kind of wiggle this out of the canal here. If you've never come across our channel before, guys, we post new earwax removal videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 PM UK time. So if you do enjoy the videos, then please consider subscribing. And what you can see is we're just trying to work this wax out of the canal, just trying to kind of bend it and flex it just to bring it out just a little bit more. Once we get it more towards the outer part of the ear canal, it's going to be so much easier then to get a good grip on the top and just to wiggle this back and forth and get this out. Slowly working this down. You can see we're having to kind of fight with it here to try and detach it from the canal walls. There's a little bit of dry skin in here as well, which is holding on to this wax. You'll see it in a second as we pull this forwards. So there we are. Now we can get above it. We can get a little bit more of a wiggle on here. So we're able to kind of detach it a lot more effectively from the canal walls. There we are, it's just working forwards. There we go, out it comes. Now if you look at the back end of this wax as it comes forwards, you'll see that there's actually a long kind of string of skin and wax material still disappearing into the canal, which shows me that we've broken this front end off. But you can see just that little bit further in, there's a little bit of dry skin lifting up from the base of the canal, which is always difficult in a really narrow canal like this one, or a very small canal I should say rather than narrow, because when you've got a flap of dry skin, as you bring the suction tube in, what happens is the dry skin flicks up to meet the suction and it can block the suction tube there as it's going in. Well, normally you'd work much further away from the skin to get around it, but in this kind of size ear canal, you just can't do that. You can't get away from it, unfortunately. So we've managed to get a little bit of that dry skin and wax away there. We've introduced a little bit of olive oil in here just to loosen this up a bit because it is tough old stuff. And you can see little bits are starting to get sucked into the machine here. That little flap of dry skin that's going around the outside edge is still there, unfortunately. So we're just going to try and work this out because the wax is dried onto that flap of skin, which means it's not going to give particularly well. It's not coming away with the standard size ulnar tube here. We're gonna have to get rid of this dry skin first of all. So I'm gonna lift this up as high as I can, see if we can detach it with the suction. If we can't detach it with the suction, what we'll do is lift it up high enough that we can get the crocodile forceps on it here. But as you can see, we can see the wax is to the right side of the canal, but that dry skin's flicking up from left and from bottom and right there, so it's just covering the end of the suction. So we're just going to use the crocodile forceps to take this piece of skin away here. So we're not looking to take the wax away, just the skin, so we can get a good grip on the wax with the suction as well. There we are, just trying to work this out. Just to let you know, guys, thank you very much for your feedback on the shorts as well, and for your feedback on the last video. Everyone really liked that video. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some more shorts this week. We're going to pick the topic of the middle ear space because we've had a few retracted eardrums and retraction pockets recently. So we're going to do middle ear this week. So you'll see shorts come out on Tuesday and Thursday this week so far. So yeah, let me know how you get on with those as well, and your feedback's always really appreciated for the channel. So you can see now we've got rid of that little bit of skin. We're starting to work on this last little bit of wax. We had the fine end in there a second ago just to maneuver this out, but we can't pull it out with the fine end. There's not enough grip on there. So the standard size ulnar tube's gone in. We've got a good grip on that wax there. It's pulled that section away. What you'll see now is that the last section is really rammed down on top of the eardrum. To give you a little bit of background to this patient, they normally go to the hospital to have this done about every 2 to 3 months. But with COVID, everything's been closed down. So this lady's overdue by, oh my goodness, probably a good sort of 8-9 months now. So we're just going to take this last little bit away here. There we are. You can see that top section's come away. You'll see the bottom section is still there next to the eardrum. So this has been really affecting their hearing. Out that comes. There we go. So that's all disappeared into the suction tube. You can see the eardrum there now. Those little bits of dry skin around the outside edge, we're going to leave those there because they're so close to, as I was pulling them, you could see they weren't ready to come away just yet. And if you know from the last videos, as we pull those, they can run the risk of bleeding if they pull too far. So I'd rather let them work their way out a little bit further, and we'll take those away next time we come through. So this is the second patient of compilation. This patient came in to have both ears done, feeling blocked up in both sides. Lovely gent. And you can see that we've got this really kind of, well, it's this sort of clay consistency wax. I'm trying to avoid food references. So if you think of like a block of clay, this kind of, you can mold it and you can flex it, but it has some kind of, it's not solid as such, but there is a bit of substance there, so it will hold together quite nicely. The difficulty with this type of wax though, especially when you're using suction, is that when you get the suction grip on it, the suction beds into the wax and then it forms almost like imagine like a cookie cutter. So as you push the end on it, it kind of punches a hole out which blocks the whole suction. So you've got to keep flushing this quite a bit. You can see there's white material down the right hand side, and that's dry skin material in there as well. And this wax, I think, if it had gone on about another month or two, would have gone hard, but at the moment it's this thick clay type material. It's wedged in the outer part of the ear canal there, so we're just going to use the Jobson horn just to go over the top of this and pull this down. There we go. Out this rolls. There we are. You can see how sticky that wax is. So this type of wax tends to be really, really sticky, and you'll get lots of sort of little bits here into the canal walls, which you can see just here. So we're just going to hoover this up, tidy this up a little bit. Vacuuming if you're in the US. So we're just going to take this away now, and we're opting for the technique where we go over the top of the debris and bring this down. Eardrum there though is looking lovely, you know, really good shiny light reflex there on that eardrum. So very similar story now on the left hand side here. You'll see that the wax has got this sheen to it. It's almost slightly kind of concaved in, so you get this polished effect. Now sometimes that can be from cotton bud use, Q-tip use. Imagine the Q-tip goes in, it kind of does this, and with the movement there it kind of polishes it up, and it can kind of press it and compress it against the canal walls. So with this very soft wax, and especially with this really sticky clay type wax as well, it becomes really difficult to remove because you have to break all the adhesion all the way around the canal before you can get this out. You can see it's almost a little bit crumbly. It's almost bordering on a little bit drier on this side. Much darker material as well. So a little bit older. We're detaching from the right canal wall here. Now we've got that, we're going to pull down from the top, just kind of gently pull this around. There we are, just working this away. Now you could introduce a little bit of olive oil at this point. I know some people would say, oh, would it have helped if you put the olive oil in? Yeah, it may well have made a little bit of a difference on this one, but I think because the wax was starting to move so freely, I opted to not put it in at this point. And if you feel, if you start to notice it's not really budging, you're just moving the surface of the wax, then I would certainly have put some olive oil in. But we're just seeing that little bit of movement. And if you watch what happens now, as we lift from the bottom, we're actually turning the wax. We're pulling the wax from deeper in. So this is a more round blockage of wax, like it's almost like a little ball of wax in here. There we are. So we just got that to the outer part of the ear canal, just wiggling back. I did it again. Just wiggling back and forth to try and pull this out. You can see it's got kind of wedged there on the outer part of the ear canal. So we're going to bring Jobson horn in again. We're just going to nip over the top of this. Perfect for the Jobson horn because it's just on the outside part of the ear canal. Out it comes. And then roll this all the way out. There we are, there's the ball. You can see a little bit of dry skin there underneath it as well, that slightly discolored material. Little bits of wax all left around the outside edge. So we're going to tidy all of this up now. There we are. Just kind of, what we're doing with this is we're passing the suction around the edge of the ear canal, and it will just take all those little bits you see all adhering to the canal walls around the outside edge. We'll just take all those little bits away. There's a tiny bit of dry skin you can just see folding down from the top of the canal there, so we'll just get a grip on that and take that away. There we are. And we'll take a look at the eardrum. Now this is a textbook eardrum, absolutely perfect looking eardrum, that one. So about a centimetre across there, about 3/8 of an, no, not 3/8, is it? What's that? Oh God, yeah, 3/8, yeah, 3/8 of an inch there on each one. I'm rubbish with inches. About 3/8 of an inch on each plug there. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I did voicing it over. If you do enjoy the videos, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Keep tuned for those shorts. They're coming on Tuesday and Thursday this week. As always guys, take care of yourselves and one another, and I shall see you all again really soon.